Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kenam Hedayat. I am the VP of Product Management for EcoStruxure Building. Every time I watch this video, and I've watched it many times, I love reminding myself of an episode I had about a year ago. It was a hot, humid, rainy day in Sweden, and I checked into a fairly high-end hotel. And around 2 a.m., my thermostat stopped working. The room was hot, it was raining outside, I couldn't open the window, I called the front desk. The front desk told me that they cannot do anything about the thermostat because to fix it, they have to reset the entire hotel, the system. And for that, they didn't want to compromise the comfort of the other guests at the expense of my comfort. So that episode reminded me on why aren't hotels more proactive, and that's why I love this video. Not only Marriott is forward-thinking, thinking about hyper-efficiency, sustainability, guest comfort, they're also thinking about advanced services, becoming a smart hotel, and really caring about their guests. And that's where I want to have a conversation with you in terms of how you can transform your buildings, whether it's hotels, it's offices, or it's hospitals, to a smart building. And a smart building starts, not surprisingly, with engaging the tenants, the people in that building. Why is that important? Because the users of the building, at the end of the day, are the people in that building. Second is about hyper-efficiency. The traditional thinking of efficiency is passé, is old. People are thinking new ways of efficiency. What can I do to surpass the traditional numbers? And with that is the topic of sustainability. How can I become a net zero building? And finally, for a small building to happen, you need to have the system that is easy to deploy, is easy to commission, easy to engineer, and is not a big obstacle for people to implement the smart building for you. So I want to start with talking about people and how you empower people in buildings. For that, let's talk about the challenges. First, there's an industry standard number that is 1,990. 1% of the cost of a building is around real estate rental. 9% is about utilities, and 90% of the cost is people. So, impacting the 90% should be the first priority for any smart building. And that comes with empowering the people in that building, making the people more productive. Second, sick leaves. It is known that improving the work environment has a potential of reducing sick leaves by 35%, contributing directly to the top line of operational expenses. And finally, be it hotels or hospitals. Over 40% of complaints are related to the room problem. Hotels is important because if you are unsatisfied, you go on TripAdvisor, have a negative rating, direct impact to the hotel revenue. In the hospital, it's a little bit different. Better patient experience results in faster healing of the patient, which means hospitals can utilize the room more effectively and increase the revenues. So put it to perspective, I'm going to share with you an example I have of a financial institution in France. This financial institution with 75,000 square meters of space, 5,000 employees, they engaged with us with a goal in mind. The goal was to create a smart building for a productive environment, for a comfortable environment. And the goal was to retain talent and attract talent. Because talent today, they truly care about the environment they work in. For that, they deployed a solution we have named Workplace Advisor. Workplace Advisor, the first thing it does, it puts the comfort of the environment in the hands of the tenants. With a mobile application, you can change the environment ambient lighting, you can change temperature, you can change humidity. You can understand the occupancy patterns in the environment. Based on the occupancy patterns, you can rethink about the layout of the environment and create a more productive, more interactive environment for your tenants. And at the end, they wanted to create a more productive environment to enhance the engagement of the people. After they deployed our solution, they actually did a measurement. And based on their estimates, they are saving over 20 hours per year per employee on productivity. Now imagine, 5,000 employees, 20 hours a year. That translates to over 100 employees working for you, additional. Very significant. Here's a glimpse of Workplace Advisor. We provide occupancy analytics that shows how space is used and how people interact with each other. We provide well-being metrics ranging from CO2 to light level to air pollution, air particles, temperature, humidity. We create a health index. That health index can be tracked across different spaces in the building to ensure that the environment is healthy for your tenants. I have an interesting story of myself. We deployed this solution as a proof of concept about 8 months ago in our building. And in my office, my product manager told me that my CO2 levels always are above, way above normal when my office door is closed and I have meetings. Now, I didn't know, but without knowing, that CO2 level was impacting my brain and my colleagues' brain in the discussions we had. It's not measurable, but it's true. There is correlation. So I talked to facility management, and they fixed my ventilation. And from there, we came with more brilliant ideas. The other part is applications. Workplace Advisor gives a mobile application to the hands of the tenants in the building for navigation to go from point A to point B, for indoor location services and finding assets within buildings. All improvements in productivity of the tenants in the building. So in summary, with Workplace Advisor, with other solutions that we have that manages the environment of the building, we can improve the productivity leakage in the building by 15%, less productivity leakage. And we can reduce the complaints by the tenants in the building for environmental issues by 33%. And these are all very significant in terms of improving productivity on a daily basis. So let's get into hyper efficiency. Some folks are comfortable with traditional efficiency numbers, but some are forward thinking, like Marriott. They want to do more. They want to create a truly sustainable building. And this is one area that, in my opinion, is one of the biggest untapped opportunities for buildings. There are many ways that you can improve the efficiency of the building, be it around energy as well as space usage. So let's talk about some of the challenges we all face in our buildings. First, we all know that HVAC systems are the biggest usage of energy in buildings, and up to 45% of energy is wasted. Second, we know that up to 40% of calls into maintenance are unscheduled calls. Basically, it's a very reactive nature of doing maintenance in buildings. It's not proactive. We also know that big portion of the workforce for mechanical systems is retiring. So who is going to replace them? And what's going to happen when that expertise is retired? It's a big challenge for buildings. And finally, in the industry, there is a number that is floating around of 40% of space in buildings in urban areas is underutilized. Put that in perspective a little bit. A building in Tokyo, in Singapore, in New York City, in Shanghai, is built for offices, and 40% of the space is underutilized. Imagine the savings on real estate. One of our customers, a global Fortune 500 customer, they ran a study, independent, of 19 buildings they have globally in urban areas. They actually found that 50% of their space was underutilized. And the real estate team, they started rethinking what they should do in terms of real estate usage. So what can we do about these challenges? First, I want to talk to you about Building Advisor. One of the solutions that we have above our EcoStruxure building architecture that is very unique in the industry is a solution for HVAC analytics within large buildings. And what is unique about this solution is that it is a true fault detection and diagnostics platform. Fault detection is a challenging problem, but is fairly easy to solve. There are many systems that do that. You detect a fault. But the main problem is diagnostics. How do you diagnose a problem? And Building Advisor is very unique in that area. The way Building Advisor works is that we model the actual mechanical equipment in the building, and we effectively create a digital twin of the platform, of the system of the building into the platform. We continuously compare the results of our operation of the digital twin to the actual operation in the building. If there is any discrepancy, based on the model that we have, we can easily diagnose a problem. It is very powerful and very unique in the market. No one else can do what we do in that area. Today, we are managing over 115,000 mechanical assets, over 20 plus million square meters of space, and we are analyzing and doing analytics on 4 billion plus data points annually. Building Advisor in one view gives you a glimpse across your portfolio globally, across all your buildings, so you can benchmark the performance of buildings across each other. From there, you can look at a summary for each building on recommended actions. Because the platform continuously is analyzing the performance of the mechanical systems, for each action, it analyzes the impact to cost, the impact to comfort, and the impact to maintenance. And you can rank all the tasks according to these areas. And based on the impact that matters to you, you can prioritize your work. For each work, we go through a detailed diagnostics of what we have found, and we show possible root causes. From there, facility management can easily go and assign actions, assign tasks, and after the issue is resolved, they close the issue. It's a true end-to-end system for HVAC analytics. Few examples of the successes we have had with Building Advisor. They're all very interesting, and you can see all the amazing numbers. But I'd like to dig into two of them. First one is Boston Scientific. With Building Advisor, the facility management team truly changed their behavior from a reactive facility management team to a proactive one. And with that, they reduced the unscheduled maintenance calls by 51%. The other one is this life sciences building with offices across 4 countries. In one of their offices, we actually detected a leak pipe behind the wall. A leak pipe, there is no way you can detect it. The system is running fine, everything is okay, the labs are fine, nobody's complaining. The only difference is that the system is working harder than it's supposed to. And we detected that by comparison of the digital twin to the actual operations. And we did a root cause, and we saved them quite a few dollars. The other area is Workplace Advisor. So Workplace Advisor, as I mentioned earlier, shows the utilization of space across different areas. We classify, we categorize. And with that, over time and continuously, you can see how space is used. And with that, opportunities to save on real estate. Here is an example that we have of a proof of concept we did a few months ago. And if I look at this chart, let's say it's over 1 month. The first question I'm going to ask is, why do I have areas that are green? Green means that it's not used often. Do I need that conference room on the top left corner? Is it an opportunity for me to turn the conference room in the right corner to an open space and create an opportunity for my people to interact with each other? All very good questions that can be answered if you're analyzing the data and you have access to the data. So in summary, With EcoStruxure Building, you have the opportunity to reduce your unscheduled maintenance calls by approximately 29%. You have the opportunity to have additional 30% of energy savings. And that 40 to 50% of underutilized space, you have an opportunity to increase that up to 25%. So 25% increase of the space utilization based on reconfiguring the space. And I talked earlier about simplicity of the system. Now, a system that is simple to implement and deploy doesn't have direct impact to the end users, but it has direct impact when you are implementing the system and reducing the time to value for your implementation. And with that, we do a lot of work around our engineering and commissioning tools for our partners, making it easy to collaborate, to share knowledge, to do programming on a virtual cloud versus being on site. In our next generation of controllers that you can see in our booth, we provide mobile commissioning tools using Bluetooth. Very easy to commission and install the controllers in the space. And we have introduced a new architecture with a system called Enterprise Central that enables you to scale the system up to 10 points for a true global multi-site deployment. We also have a very open system. Our system is open across connected layers with open protocols, IP, Modbus, BACnet. More importantly, we are very open at the edge control. You can easily integrate our system with other systems in the building. A very good example I have is about 2 months ago, my boss and I, we were in New York City, and we were visiting a building that is managed by our system. The security guard issued me a badge. I scanned my badge, the gate opened, I walked in, elevator door opened, I go to the elevator, and the elevator took me to some floor. I didn't know what floor I'm going to. I didn't touch anything. That was only possible by integration of 3 systems: visitor management, access control, and elevator. And it's only possible by a building management system that is open with an open framework. So with that, and to demonstrate a great example we have in Singapore, I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Chu from BMS Engineering, Chairman and CEO. Mr. Chu?
Okay, Nam. Okay, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for coming.
I'm HT Chu from BMS Engineering, Singapore. In fact, in my talk yesterday, actually, okay, I talked to the audience. Actually, we received 3 awards yesterday from EcoStruxure Building. So this is a time for me to tell you all who is BMS Engineering. Basically, BMS Engineering is started in 2006, about 12 years ago. Okay, with the owner actually, okay, is a group of manager and me who has 35 years experience in BMS experience, and also 27 years experience in Schneider electric related product BMS system. Okay, so my job actually is to help the owners and the end users. Okay, we provide solutions to them to meet their operational needs, everyday operation needs like building efficiency, chiller plant efficiency, and so on. Okay, so my job actually is to work closely with the owner to introduce, to innovate the system, to integrate the system that they have in their building.
Mr.
Okay.
Chu, I know you have done a lot of work in different markets. What is the newest market that you are involved in Singapore? Can you tell us a little bit about your markets?
In fact, before I continue, actually, we are also the Eco-Expert BMS Master in Singapore. Basically, we have done more than 100 jobs in Singapore and Brunei. The main jobs that we have done actually, okay, like Sing Poly, in educational, like in Sing Poly, Ngee Poly, and the primary schools. They have done 3 primary schools, okay. And in the hotel, actually, okay, we have done the Grand Hyatt Hotel, okay, the Boss Hotel, Alexandra Central Hotel, okay. And also in the commercial building, we have the Wisteria Mall in German Center, in the Creative, in and so on. Actually, for industrial buildings, we have JTC space and JTC space at GAR and also Tampines, okay, and ASM Singapore, Luminits at Yishun, and quite a number of jobs like tourism board, okay, and also the China embassy in Singapore. Yeah.
That is very extensive. And Mr. Chu, I had the pleasure to go to one of your sites this summer, Singapore Polytechnic.
Yes.
A very, very interesting implementation. Can you tell us a little bit about your biggest challenge when you engaged with Singapore Poly?
Yes, it's a very good question. Singapore Poly was formed, the campus was installed, okay, was built in 1980s. Okay, over the years, actually, there's a lot of changes. A lot of new buildings has been built, okay, and many new features. Okay, we need to integrate. So the clients actually has a problem to get all the things together. So recently, actually, we have upgraded the system to EcoStruxure Building operation. Okay, so with this system, actually, okay, we can help the owner a lot in the integration and also put other systems together because in this campus, there are 13 chiller plant rooms, 13 chiller plant rooms and about 50 teaching blocks and the workshop. So it's a quite huge area, and the owner was quite happy because we only have 2 staff to man the whole campus. Okay, so every day we have 2 men to man the whole campus, and we make sure that there's no complaint, and then the building is running very efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this performance personally, and very, very impressive in terms of the work you have done. Also, can you tell us a little bit about how the system expanded? I know this is a very good example of an integrated building management system. Can you tell us a bit in terms of what applications you enabled and give us some examples?
Yes, I just mentioned actually, okay, we have, this is our architecture drawing schematic. Actually, we have 2 workstations in the control room and 1 workstation at the guardhouse. And the server is hot standby and redundant server, actually. Okay, as I mentioned just now, there are about 50 buildings plus chiller plant room. Okay, we have about 70 ASP, automation server premium, 70. In every block, we have 1 ASP, and also every chiller plant room we also have 1 ASP. So all these are ASP linked to the intranet, the system body intranet. On top of that, actually, we integrate all the systems together. You see on my left-hand side, actually, okay, we integrate into the chiller plant room. Chiller plant room, I mentioned you got 13 chiller plant room, AHU and so on. Aircon, LT. LT is a lecture theater, and then the card access. The card access will be at every tutorial room. So when the lecturer wants to conduct lecture, he use the card access, okay, and you activate the aircon, the lighting, as well as the projector, yeah, and the lifts and the lighting system. And then the street lighting, okay, so in the whole campus perimeter, street lighting, actually, okay, we link to the lamp pole. Lamp pole is red, yellow, blue, meaning actually, okay, this week we only switch on the red phase, lamp pole, red phase, and then next week will be the blue, and then the week after that will be the red, yellow, blue, will be yellow and the blue, sorry. If there's an event, if there's an event, actually, okay, so these 3 red, yellow, blue will be lighted up, and the whole campus will light up. Okay, this is one of the street lighting that we have implemented. Okay, and the other one is a global timer, because this is a educational school. Okay, so there will be a lot of vacation and holidays, and also this in this campus. So we have to create timer, group timer and holiday timer for the campus, the whole campus. Otherwise, it will be very, very messy, actually, because our working day is their vacation. Yeah, and we have the dashboard, okay, for the chiller plant room. Okay, there are 13 chiller plant room. Okay, every chiller plant room we have a dashboard, okay, to indicate the chiller efficiency and also the heat balance for the whole chiller plant room. Okay.
And here's an example
Yes.
of the insights that you provide to Polytechnic side. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about this dashboard?
Yes, basically this dashboard actually, okay, so we can measure the building load, okay, and the daily, whether it's in daily or weekly or monthly, and we can compare this with the previous year or previous month, okay, to compare and do some analysis. So with a touch of the keyboard, we can display this and to measure and to have a better analysis of the report. Yeah, and this is the AHU and AHU.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I very much enjoyed visiting. I hope you also enjoyed a small overview, quick overview of the system.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so in summary, everything you saw is based on EcoStruxure Building, our open, innovative platform that is secure, scalable, and global. We have a full range of connected products at the connected product level that are all IP-based, intelligent, very open in terms of the protocols and standards. At the edge control, we have smart applications for real-time operations of buildings and different kind of buildings we support. And finally, at the analytics layer, we have advisory services that enables you to more proactively and more efficiently manage the building. Some exciting updates on the platform. In 2018, we launched our next generation of IP controllers and sensors. Very important in our industry. Moving to IP is extremely important because it opens up new opportunities for all of us in terms of the data throughput, in terms of security of the network, in terms of resiliency, and in terms of easily to manage. For that, we have announced a partnership with Cisco. If you go to our booth, we can talk more about that for a validated architecture that is secure, resilient, and very easy to manage. We have introduced new enhancements on our EcoStruxure Building operation. I touched on some of those in terms of scalability. We have also provide web responsive UI to our users. And finally, Building Advisor, we have introduced Building Advisor as a managed service to our partners to enable it for your customers. In 2019, we continue our move forward into the future. We are extending our reach in the building with our next generation of IP devices for the room. We call it the connected room solution. This is going to be very unique in the industry. We are effectively creating an IoT hub for different sensors in any kind of room, be it a hotel room, a patient room, or an office. Any kind of sensors that connect to our controllers. In addition to HVAC, we can control different aspects of the building, lights and blinds, for example. Or we can bring in different kind of sensor data into the system for more efficient operations. A very quick example I have on this is if you collect information of occupancy in offices and meeting rooms with this system, you can manage your cleaning service more effectively. So why clean an office during the day when there was nobody in that office since yesterday, for example? We are enhancing EcoStruxure Building operations more with advanced technologies such as machine learning. We are going to leverage machine learning to make sense of the data in any kind of building and bring that data, structured data, into EcoStruxure Building operation for better and easy-to-use applications. And finally, our Workplace Advisor, which provides analysis of space, enhancing well-being for tenants, and also mobile applications for more engagement within the building for the tenants. With that, I think I've been fairly clear that our bold idea is to reinvent buildings. We are doing our best to enable you to create the next generation of smart buildings and become very intelligent in what the building does and engage people within the building. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank Mr. Chu again. And if there are any questions, I'm here to answer. Also, you can always contact me at my LinkedIn handle.